Hey everybody, KC here. So I'm in Cabo. Yeah, I got brought down here for a speaking engagement. Yes, I have a pretty good life. Anyway, I'm reporting from here because basically one of the guys who hired me and we went out last night for a beer, go to the bar, ask them what they have, and they listed some pretty familiar names. A couple of different Modelos, a couple of different Coronas, Pacifico, right? All beers that you can very easily get in the United States. In fact, they're all owned by Anheuser-Busch. And I had a local beer from the Baja Brewing Company, an IPA you can't get in the US apparently. But I couldn't help but think how lucky we are in the United States and in countries all over the world that global trade has made it possible for us to enjoy food and wine and beer from such a wide variety of places. I think that's a positive in our lives and not a negative in our lives. And what I don't really understand is why the food industry isn't being more vocal, vociferous, getting out there and really being public about the idea that trade wars and tariffs that affect food and wine and beers and things like that, which are their lifeblood, right? And make their customers' lives richer, those kinds of tariffs simply don't make sense. I think the industry has to be a lot more public about this. I think that, by sitting back, waiting to see what's going to happen, and listen, the news on tariffs changes from day to day, sometimes hour to hour. But by just allowing things to take their course, or just maybe talking quietly in the background so as not to be too public about it, I think that's a mistake. I think it's important to be out there talking to their customers about why this is a bad idea, talking to their customers about why this will make their lives more expensive and a little bit less fulfilling. I think that's what the food industry has to do. I think they really have to be public in this fight. I think it makes sense from a business perspective. Also, to me, it makes sense in my view, from a public policy perspective. Anyway, I think I'm going to go take a walk on the beach. That's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.